Good morning, this is Gavriel Jacknin, and welcome to BJC Halacha, day number 1236. Halacha Day keeps the Yetzer Hara Away. And once again, we'd like to thank and honor Moshe and Rachel Fine and family for being the most amazing hosts out here in Jackson, New Jersey. Really appreciate the hospitality as we're heading back to hot Houston tomorrow. Here we go. We are finishing the incredible laws concerning business and commerce. And this is a really fascinating halacha. A lot of details behind this halacha. If a person wishes to sell land or a house, and two prospective buyers come, each of them saying, I am willing to pay the price, who do you choose? And neither owns land adjacent to the property offered for sale, these rules should be followed. If one of them is a fellow townsman, they live in the city, and the other comes from another town, the fellow townsman has the preference. If they're both fellow townsmen, but one of them is his neighbor, the neighbor has the preference. If the other person is the seller's friend, who visits him often, while his neighbor never visits him, the seller's friend has the preference. If one of them is a friend and the other is a relative, the friend has the preference. For it is said, a neighbor who is near is better than a brother far off. But with reference to all other people, a relative has the preference. The exception is a Torah scholar who has preference even over a neighbor and a friend who visits regularly. However, if one of the prospective buyers owns land adjacent to the property offered for sale, he has preference over all the others. Even after the seller sold it to someone else, the owner of the adjacent property has the right to pay the purchase price to the buyer and make him yield the property. Even if this buyer is a Torah scholar or he is the seller's neighbor or relative, and the adjacent owner is an unlearned person and not related to the seller, the adjacent owner has the preference and can force the buyer to surrender the property. All the above-mentioned rules of preference were instituted by the sages in order to fulfill the mandate written in the Torah, quote, do what is upright and good in the eyes of Hashem, your God. Wow, fascinating halacha. Sponsor for halacha, 36-100 for the gold. See you tomorrow.